Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on, and talk about some books. I'm in a bit of a different location at the moment. I don't usually film from this spot, but I thought I'd change it up because today is the first day of this week-long week off that I have taken from work in order to take a mental health break, get some filming done, do some content ideas that I've always wanted to do, but just never found the time. Finally get some wedding admin sorted. Like, that is my plan for this week, as well as go and visit a bunch of places all around London and England that I've always wanted to go to, but again, never gotten the chance to, or never had the time to, or it's just, you know, disappeared from my mind. So today I thought it might be nice to do a simple little day in the life of me taking a day off from work and really making the most of venturing around London. I've got a whole agenda list of places that I want to go to today that I'm going to be bringing you along with me for. Mostly lots of little bookshops and that sort of thing. It's definitely going to be very bookish themed in terms of things that I want to go and see today. I want to go and just have a day where I just take it for myself and do all the things that I want to do. So that's exactly what the plan is today. As for what I've done already, I went to the gym this morning, did 20 minutes on the elliptical. Man, that hurt my legs. And then I've just been getting ready, which I was going to film putting my makeup on, but my skin has been just blowing up lately. There's like a lovely little pimple right there, which I'm not a fan of. So I didn't want to show you like my bare face, so we're just showing you with the makeup on. And I need to hang some clothes out, put some clothes away before I head off into town and start the day, I think, with this cute little church that's right near Bank Station, right near the big monument for the Great Fire. So I'm gonna go there first and then just basically walk around and catch the fewest number of trains possible today. I want to go like walking between all the different stops and just really see and enjoy London. So yeah, enough of my babbling. That is the plan for today. So I will see you in my next update, whenever that may be. I don't usually do like fit checks or anything, but I thought if I'm basically lifestyle vlogging, it might be worth doing. So I've got my hoop earrings in, just simple makeup, simple hair, got this like nice gray coat thing, which is really comfortable. Just a short like white top and then just a pair of black jeans, socks, and yeah, maybe a scarf later on. Who knows? It might be cold today, so we'll see, but fit check for the day. Excuse the horribly messy bed that I clearly have not made. Oh, and I got my Fitbit on because I'm going to be walking a lot today. So off we go. Hey, voiceover Beth here. So first up, I caught the train into Bank and the immediate priority was getting coffee and breakfast. So I went to Costa, smashed out both, and managed to get a little bit of reading done of the book that I'm reading at the moment, which is, I think it's City of Glass, the third book in the Mortal Instruments series. Then I headed off to St Dunstan in the East Church Gardens, which is this beautiful church ruin that I found. It is so peaceful and quiet there. I think I'm just in love with the random eerie gothic things that you can find in London when you just go searching. Like, I had no idea this even existed, but it's here and it's beautiful and it's peaceful, and I should go and have lunch here more often. Yeah. Love it. So naturally, I sat down, finished my coffee, enjoyed the piece, and then headed off to Leadenhall Market, which I've heard is just a really beautiful market, and it definitely did not disappoint. Unfortunately, there was a lot of construction going on, so I didn't get to see everything, but it was still amazing, and I love this little flower archway that I found. I thought this little Luke sign was super cute, so I had to take a shot of that. But next up, I was on my way to the Barbican Conservatory, saw that cool sculpture. Wasn't able to get into the actual conservatory, but just had a walk around the area and saw the old remains of the London Wall, which was really cool, as well as some flowers and trees and everything in bloom. So spring has sprung. There was this really cute church here. Here's the beautiful flowers. And then I sat down to read for a bit. Today was really all about reading and enjoying the piece, so just did as much of that as I could. I think Barbican is another one of those places in London where when I first mentioned to Ben that I was coming here, he asked me why, like what there is to see here, and you know, saying that there wasn't really anything for me to do here, but it's just so peaceful, and I love these spots in London where you just find, you know, no people around, remnants of the old wall in London, and it's honestly just gorgeous. So of course I had to come here, and I'm surprised to see that there are flowers blooming, and it's honestly so peaceful, birds chirping, all that sort of thing. It's so quiet. I am loving just sitting here and chilling, relaxing, making my camera shake a lot while I try to talk to you guys. But yeah, it's just really peaceful and I love it. But now that I've had my moment of relaxation, it is time to head to the next place, and I think I'm heading into Cecil Lane or Cecil Street, I can't remember what it's called, where a bunch of really cute bookstores are. So that's next. I'll see you there in a bit. So I caught the train into Tottenham Court Road. This was one of the only trains I caught that day, and I found this beautiful art installation that they have at the, I think it's the Tottenham Court Road train station, so I had to stop and enjoy that for a bit. And then I stumbled on this beauty, which is a bookstore I've never been to before, so I had to jump in and take a look at a few books. So bets now for, of the books that I pull off the shelves, which ones I actually ended up purchasing. Then I headed into one of the prettiest streets in London, Neal's Yard, and saw this cute little sign, this cute windows, very colourful. Found some funny artwork like this one which says, "I did not ask to be a bird, but I am a bird." And then stumbled on an Agatha Christie monument, which is going to mean a lot when you see a video coming out very soon. Had to stop and have a giggle at the Great British Bake Off musical sign. I'd never heard of this before, but of course it's becoming a thing. It's just an absolute opportune moment. But then I headed into Cecil Court, which is just a street full of bookstores. Unfortunately, this one was closed, but I did manage to go into Watkins Books, which is a beautiful witchy bookstore. It had the largest collection of tarot decks I ever seen. And I also stopped by Goldsborough Books and picked up a few books off the shelves here as well, so place your bets on which ones you think I actually bought. This cover absolutely captivated me, was very intrigued by this one. So I bought it, naturally. And then on my way to the Riverside, I stopped at Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square! It's the new statue. Naturally had to take a super artsy shot before I stumbled upon this gem at Trafalgar Square, so had to stop in, place your bets on which books I bought out of the ones that I picked up once again. This one I've seen everywhere. I think it's won awards at Waterstones, so this one really definitely intrigued me, but I think it'll also break me. Zoomed in here on a book that I'm reading at the moment and just happened to find at the Waterstones. Found a cool display here, wanted to pick up a book. Oops, not that one. I meant The Miniaturist. I've always been kind of intrigued by this book. I think my mum bought it for me ages ago, but I never read it, so kind of was intrigued to figure out what it was about. And then thought this was super opportune considering I'd found the Agatha Christie monument, so had to take a look at some of the Hercule Poirot mysteries. Loved this sign. And there's my haul. Take a guess on what you think I actually bought. Found the super cool Sherlock Holmes pub, which I debated stopping into because it was raining, but got distracted by flowers. And also got distracted by this amazing statue of Robert Burns, which reminded me so much of the trip to Scotland Ben and I took, where we got engaged. I had to obviously stop and pay my respects to this war memorial for Australian and New Zealand fighters in the First and Second World War, as well as another memorial that I found for Queen Elizabeth II and a tree that was planted in her honour at the time of her coronation, so I had to take a moment for that. And then stopped and read for a bit before I headed home. All in all, a really peaceful, amazing day, and I'm so glad that I took the time to myself today. Hey, I am back. I am back from my big London adventure this morning, going around all over the place. Hopefully I've been successful in putting in some audio over the top of, like, a voiceover over the top of some of those clips. So apologies if it doesn't sound great. I don't have a microphone or anything, so it will have just been filmed on my camera and then me overlay it. But yeah, I'm back and my feet are super sore, but honestly, it was such a peaceful, fun experience to just go and do a bunch of the little things that I hadn't gotten around to do, go to the places that I see on Instagram all the time that are super cute, super sweet, and I just want to go and visit them, but then never get around to it. As for the book side of things, you may have seen that I was reading City of Glass for a lot of today. I only got another like 50 or so pages into this book, so we're at the big Battle of Idris at the moment with all the demons and everything. Do go and check out my Shadowhunters project vlog when that comes out, which will be a few weeks I think away before it does, but I'll cover all my thoughts on this book and the other books in this series in that vlog, so do go and check that out when it comes out. But suffice to say, I am enjoying this one a lot more than the previous 2 books in the first Shadowhunter Mortal Instruments series, so that's always a good sign. But you may have noticed from my clips that I also went to a few bookshops today, and we've got some books. And don't worry, this isn't all things that I bought because it's very heavy. It is library books as well. So let's go through the library books first. Now, the first one that I picked up is the sequel to a book that I read recently and adored, and that was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I picked up It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I've been told that this is a complete like fan service book just for people who really wanted to see more of that relationship between Lily and the person that she ends up with at the end of the It Ends With Us book. So I'm keen to hopefully see a bit more like fluffy romance in this one rather than heartbreaking romance that we had in the first book, but we shall see. It's pretty short, so this might be like an easy quick read. Next up from the library, I picked up Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This is the first book in the Outlander series. I became obsessed with this series when the TV show came out, and I've decided that another sort of big project that I'm undertaking in addition to the Shadowhunter one is doing a big reread of the books that I've already read in this series and then continuing on. This is a hefty tome, so I'm going to be probably listening to the audiobook at the same time, so it'll be a while before I get to it. As for what this is about, it follows a woman named Claire Randall who was a nurse in World War II, and she's come back from the war in 1946 and sort of reconnected with her husband after they were separated for, you know, the duration of the war basically. They go on a sort of second honeymoon trip to Scotland in order to take in some history, including a place called Craignadoon, which is a stone circle which is linked to sort of witchy and mysterious going-ons in the Highlands. And when Claire goes to the stone circle on her own, she touches the biggest stone in the center, and she is transported back to the 1700s in the midst of the Jacobite rebellion, and all of a sudden she's a Sassenach, an outlander, and just trying to figure out how she's going to survive in a history that she doesn't know a lot about, surrounded by people that clearly don't trust her because she's an English woman. It is a romance, so we've got Claire here and then the lovely Highland warrior Jamie, who she bumps into basically I think as soon as she sort of lands, I guess, in the 1700s, and they spark up a bit of a romance because out of necessity, I think, basically at the beginning in order to protect her, but it definitely blossoms from there, and the whole series sort of follows their romance. Super excited to get started on the reread of this, but it will be a little while. And lastly, I picked up volume 5, 8 and 9 in the Saga series. I read the first 2, didn't love them, but decided I did want to continue with the series just because I was kind of intrigued why everyone was so heartbroken towards the end. So I got the 3rd one and these ones from the library. I still haven't got the 4th one though, so I kind of want to wait to read the 3rd until I've got the 4th and then can kind of make my way through, because I think I have the 6th and the 7th one in my shelves as well. As for what this is about, I believe it follows 2 people primarily who are from opposing planets but fall in love, and their 2 planets are at war, and the whole series is told from the perspective of their daughter, sort of chronicling her life and what she witnessed as she's grown up. There's a lot of different perspectives thrown in there, from the parents to other people like assassins and people who are like royalty in these different planets and everything, so it's definitely a very immersive, very complicated series from what I understand so far, and I am intrigued to keep going, but it's definitely not something I usually love because it's sci-fi, so I feel kind of bad like reading these and then rating them low, but I mean, I want to know what happens. So those are the books that I picked up from the library, and now we'll get into the 3 books that I purchased while I was out. So first up, I went to Goldsboro Books and I picked up this book here, The Ugly Truth by Elsie North, from that bookshop. It's got a nice shiny cover on it. She was wrapping it and I was kind of like, I don't really want the protective cover on it, but she's like, no, I'll do it. So I'll probably take this off pretty quickly. But as for what this is about, I was flicking through it and it's all told in mixed media, like different messages and chats and podcasts and emails and transcripts and all sorts of things. And it's also signed by the author as well with a little stamp there, which I absolutely loved when I opened it up. But as for what it says on the inside cover, it says, Melanie Lang has disappeared. Her father, Sir Peter Lang, says she is a danger to herself and has been admitted to a private mental health clinic. Sorry, the washing machine's on in the background. Her ex-husband Finn and best friend Nell say she has been kidnapped. The media will say whatever gets them the most views, but whose side are you on? Hashtag save Melanie, hashtag help Peter. I mean, there's a blurb on the back that literally says, hashtag free Britney meets the appeal in this addictively unique thriller, and that genuinely sold me on it, as well as all the different mixed media involved in the story as well. So I'm super intrigued by this one, and I might do like a day-long reading this book vlog later on this week. I don't know, because this just sounds so exciting. Next up, I sort of ventured towards Trafalgar Square after Goldsboro Books, and I saw a Waterstones there, and I could not resist going inside, and so I did, and I picked up a book that I've been seeing everywhere lately. I think it's one of their fiction books of the month for March, and that is In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. I have heard so many amazing things about this book, and honestly, I know it's gonna break my heart. Very loud washing machine. As for what this is about, it says, in 1914, war feels far away to Henry Gaunt, Sidney Elwood, and the rest of their classmates, safely ensconced in their idyllic boarding school in the English countryside. At 17, they're too young to enlist, and anyway, Gaunt is busy fighting his own private battle, an all-consuming infatuation with his best friend, the dreamy, poetic Elwood, not having a clue that Elwood is in love with him and always has been. When Gaunt's German mother asks him to enlist in the British Army to protect the family from anti-German attacks, Gaunt signs up immediately, relieved to escape his overwhelming feelings for Elwood. The front is horrific, of course, and though Gaunt tries to dissuade Elwood from following him to the battlefield, Elwood soon rushes to join him. Once in the trenches, Elwood and Gaunt find fleeting moments of solace in each other, but their friends are all dying in front of them, and at any moment they could be next. An epic tale of both the devastating tragedies of war and the forbidden romance that blooms in its grip. In Memoriam is a breathtaking debut. So I feel like this is gonna kill me, because it's a beautiful romance between these two men, as well as being set in a wartime when you know it's just so high stakes and everything is at risk, plus the fact that one of them apparently is German at a time where it is very, very unpopular to be German in the army that they are joining. So I'm so scared to read this, but I know I'm probably gonna love it. And lastly, I picked up The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie, which is for a project I'm kind of working on in the background, which you guys should find out about very, very soon. I'm very excited to crack into this book and a lot of the other books in the Hercule Poirot series. I believe this is the first one, or the first like Hercule Poirot story, so I'm excited to open this up, try and solve the mystery, and have a lot of fun with it. But as for what it specifically is about, it says, after the Great War, life can never be the same again. Wounds need healing, and the horror of violent death banished into memory. Captain Arthur Hastings is invited to the rolling country estate of Styles to recuperate from injuries sustained at the front. It is the last place he expects to encounter murder. Fortunately, he knows a former detective, a Belgian refugee who has grown bored of retirement. I'm super excited for you guys to find out more about the project that I'm about to undertake, which relates to this. So that is kind of everything I purchased, picked up, all that sort of stuff while out and about today. The vlog, however, does not end here, so do keep on sticking around for the rest of the plans for today, which for me is going to be hanging out the washing, because I've just put the sheets on because they needed to be washed, and so I need to hang them out once the washing machine is done making very, very loud noises in the background. I did pick up some lunch from Starbucks. I just had one of their little pizza things because I was feeling snacky, so I got that for lunch. I will be cooking dinner tonight because I've got the week off, and I figured I would help Ben out because he does a lot of the cooking usually. But the plan for right now is to crack back into City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, hopefully get this finished today because I'm about halfway through and I really, really want to smash this out so I can finish the rest of the week doing everything else that I planned, but we shall see. So it's going to be a reading for now, and then maybe some chores and things a bit later, but I'll keep you guys updated. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. We have gone from lifestyle vlogging to cooking show apparently. So let's get cooking dinner. That is the plan for now. So I'm gonna get started on that and take you along for the ride. So let's get cracking. Please excuse the not so fabulous lighting and the makeupless face, but I am just checking in here to say that this is officially the end of this productive day in the life while I go and explore London or while I'm on holiday. That's a very long title. We'll shorten it for the thumbnail vlog. All in all, today was a lot of fun. It was really peaceful. It was really enjoyable to go out and do some of the things that I hadn't gotten time to do, which I'm pretty sure I've said like a million times in this vlog. Nice to have a peaceful, relaxing day where all I had to do was check through the list of things that I wanted to go and see and then do it in my own time. And you know, if a place wasn't particularly interesting to me, I could just leave. And if it was really interesting to me, I could stay and I could sit and I could read and I could relax. And honestly, I loved today so much. It was so good for my mental health to be out in the sunshine for so much of today, and I feel a million times better for doing it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you do something like this for yourself whenever you get a chance. I think it's so important to take the moments for yourself to go and enjoy the sunshine when you can. If you're in England, I know that can be hard. And just take days where you be selfish and you just go and do the things that you want to do, the things that have been on your list for ages. So I hope that this video, if you're watching this to this point, has prompted you to book a little day like this for yourself. And if so, come and let me know in the comments down below some sort of key locations that you've always wanted to go to wherever you are in the world. Just let me know what you would go and do if you had a day like today, and maybe that'll be a really good prompt to just go ahead and do it. So come and chat to me in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys and I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do let me know by liking, subscribing and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Bye!